So I figured, let me have a random object. Okay, these aren't completely random. For one thing, they're good to hit, and they're kind of silly looking, which I actually like, because they're low tech. And they trigger radio. They can trigger the live radio that's ongoing. So the radio is just streaming underneath, or behind as it were, and whenever I hit, I get... But I can pitch shift the radio that's going into the shoe, which is a pretty simple thing. I'm just changing the pitch and I excerpt it with the shoe. And already you're beginning to get some kind of musical signification by that simple transformation. So, I can grab pieces of radio. Let's start with just the radio.
For 40% off our great mix of permanently reduced women's fashions for a total...
So let's get that permanently reduced, right?
Women's fashions for women's fashions for women's fashions.
Well, let's get that women's fashions.
Fashions for women's fashions for women's fashions for women's fashions.
Trim that a little bit.
For women's fashions for women's fashions for women's fashions women's fashions women's fashions women's fashions women's fashions.
Oh, I like that.
Women's fashions women's fashions women's fashions women's fashions women's fashions women's.
So I can assign that to one of my shoes. Let's assign it to two of my shoes. And so... And I can change the pitch of that shoe with the wheel. Remember that loop that we got?
Fashions, women's fashion.
I can break that up, right? And make a pattern. And that can go up and down too. So again, I'm cutting it up, I'm playing it back in little pieces, in rhythm, I'm changing the pitch. You can all kind of hear each individual process. And even put together, you can still tell. You recognize it as radio, and yet it musicalizes. And to me, that's more exciting than the super PhD psycho acoustic algorithm DSP blow out the computer. I have a special morphing algorithm that I made that allows me to take some radio, pitch it down, and start kind of fuzzing it and de-pitching it, and it brings it towards a kick drum. I lock in the sound I want. Another thing about Radio Wonderland that's important to me, I have the processing, but it's very important to me to be able to unprocess. I want it to feel like at any moment it could kind of unwind back to the regular radio. So you're never too far from the collage. Because if you get too far, then it's like, well, what's the point? This is sort of the hood, but what's under the hood was years. This was like a few days of messing around trying to make it look nice. And yet people come over and they say like, oh, like your interface. So when I'm making rhythms, this is sort of the display of my sequences of radio. And I can't really name or identify the tracks because I don't know what I'm going to get. So I'm just using numbers for each bit of radio, and I number the various loops that I have and the variations on them. So if I press my play button, you see the wiper? So easier to comprehend. Gotcha. And I'll make it just a little more clear by starting everything at once. Oh, okay, well, how about this? All right, I'll choose this number 6. But let me try for some spoken word here.
Any of the BMW lineup, knowing they're part of the most fuel-efficient luxury fleet in America and come with an unmatched, no-cost maintenance plan that can save you thousands. But when it comes to the environment and this special event, 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 and this special event.
So I grabbed the sibilants, of which there was really only one really good one, 2 okay ones, and I imposed my rhythm on that. I can add something to that. And bringing that kick drum that was made from radio back in, and you get...
All right, well, that gives everybody a taste of what you do.
Right. And let's tell folks where they can find out more about the Mix Festival. How can they find out more about it? Joshua Freed, by the way, our guest. This is Let Them Talk. I'm Paul DiRienzo, Miss Jo Marie Musi, and we're watching some of the works that Joshua Freed does.